Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Brittanybearmakeup here.
Soon to be our channel because I've been here, for the last 3 videos I feel.
And we're actually thinking about making a couple channels. So that is in the talks as well. And we will keep you posted if we do it. But apart from that, guys, let's get down to the subject of today's video. Today's video is going to be about couple advice. I had the idea because I love giving advice and I thought it's about to be a new year soon.
She's like a wannabe Oprah, guys.
I'm definitely a wannabe Oprah. So, I asked you guys questions on Instagram. You guys sent me some really good questions. And today we're gonna do our best to answer them and give you guys some relationship advice.
Yep.
But before we do that, all you guys have to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, and let's get right into the video.
You are now rocking with
Brittany, bitch.
Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the first question, and I brought Ozzy along for this video because I think it's cool to get a guy's perspective as well as a girl's perspective, because we may not always agree on things, and that's what a relationship is about.
True that.
So we're gonna start off with the first one, and someone wants to know, what are some things you and Ozzy have done to maintain your relationship for many years? So wait, quick little backstory, just really quick. We have been together for 8 years. We met when we were about 18, 19, and we have dated ever since, never once broken up.
8 years goes by so fast, especially when you're in a relationship for that long.
It really does. What I know that we do to maintain a relationship is that me and Ozzy like going on dates and we like to experience things. And I feel like that's really important in a relationship, to never stop dating, because it becomes really easy to get used to becoming in habit.
Yeah, we always gotta switch it up. I feel like that's what has kept us going, that we haven't just done the same things over and over and over and over and over, because it just gets repetitive, it gets boring. Obviously we don't get sick of each other, but you want to experiment new things with your significant other all the time.
Honestly, I feel like the number one thing that I would say is that we never stop dating. We continue to try to create new experiences together, go on dates, get out there and just have us time, and that's super important because a lot of couples forget that, and I feel like that has made our relationship last for so many years.
Next question. How do I tell a guy I want to be with him? He is so sweet and perfect.
Oh.
Is she talking about me? I just kidding.
You wish, Ozzy. Honestly.
She's in love.
Why don't you start this one,
baby?
baby?
How do you tell a guy?
Like, how would you want a girl to tell you
that you want
to be with?
From a guy's perspective, I feel like a guy knows when a girl wants to be with you. Obviously, she starts flirting and she starts coming around more often.
Yeah.
You can't really tell a guy you want to be with him. I guess you could, but if you want to scare him off, you go ahead and do that. I personally, if a guy's into you, you might want to stick around, be cute, see if he really, eventually takes you more serious. But I feel like I know when a girl wants to be with me, and if I really want to be with her, then I will let her know.
Who wants to be with you? Who do you know that wants to be with you?
Oh gosh.
See that, Bear Fam? He's got chicks on the side. I'm just kidding. I feel like as a girl's perspective, I can get what he's saying, and I think it's really important to know that, like, if
you don't want to force it.
Yeah,
you don't want to force
you don't want
to be with a guy, because then the guy might have bad intentions, and then he's gonna take advantage of you.
That is very true. Never force it.
Yeah,
I feel like if a guy's into you, you will know. It's kind of like one of those things, like when you know, you know. It sounds so stupid, and we hear this quote all the time, but it's honestly that simple. I think, just like Ozzy said, stick around him, keep being amazing, and if he's into you, he'll obviously make the first move, and hey, we're excited to see where it goes, girl.
Yeah, good luck to you.
I know, good luck to you, girl. Alright guys, this is a really good one. It says, boyfriend doesn't have similar end goals as me, such as marriage, kids, and etc. What do I do? This is honestly a really good question, and Oprah's gonna take it away.
Go ahead,
okay?
Take it away.
I honestly think one of the most important things to have a significant other is to be on the same page. We live in a generation where it is so important that you guys see eye to eye on certain things, especially marriage and kids. Like, those are deal breakers in relationship. I know for a fact, if I didn't want kids and Ozzy wanted kids, that would be a conflict later on in our life, and that could definitely be a deal breaker of why we could end up in a divorce or broken up. So I think it's so important to just be straight up and honest. When someone loves you and is meant to be, they're gonna be the right person for you, and you guys are gonna both have the same visions of your future. I know me and Ozzy talk about this all the time. One thing that we love is that we're both very family oriented. We both have the same religion. We both want kids eventually. We both have the same end goal, and I think that's what creates such an important, incredible relationship for us, because we both see eye to eye to that.
Oh, for sure.
Keep positive, girl. You got this, and there's someone out there for you.
All right, guys, the next question. Should both be best friends first, then get into a relationship, or the other way around?
I think with that, like, should you be there's no rules to that. Like, I know Ozzy.
What's your take on it?
So my take on that is that over the years, Ozzy has become my best friend. I obviously honestly, when we first got
We got
together,
together so fast.
we did.
We dated for like a month, and then I asked her to be my girlfriend.
We went on
so-
like 4 dates, and then Ozzy asked me to be his girlfriend.
Could you have seen
being
like
best
us
friends?
dating for like 7 months, becoming best friends, and then getting
Yeah,
together?
of course. I think it depends on the circumstances you're in. Like if you have a best friend and you guys are both attracted to each other and you find them to be an incredible person, then yeah, you can start a relationship.
I just feel like we've been together for 8 years, and I feel like I've known her throughout the years, like more and more and more, that she's become my best friend.
Yeah.
Because I know so much of her that I
She
mean,
knows the good.
it's like a
the
best
bad.
friend. You know the good and the bad, the ins and outs of your significant other. So it's like, yeah, we got into a relationship first, but then she became my best friend because I knew her completely.
Thank you,
I
baby.
knew her. I know her as one now, as a whole.
He knows all of me, guys. As you saw in the last microscope video, I do. I have a snappy side, a Latina side. I highly recommend just finding someone that you could see at least being your best friend, because having that relationship, like he has my back, I have his back, that's really important for a successful relationship. So that is important, and I would definitely look for someone that you can see that with. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yep.
All right, this is a really good one. How do you deal with someone who does things that they wouldn't want you to do? So for an example, I'm assuming like you have a boyfriend who says you can't go out, but he's at the club. So I'm assuming she's in a relationship that's like
the guy's not listening,
one-sided.
or the other way around.
Yeah,
Guy's telling the girl what not to do, and she's not listening.
exactly. Ooh, this is a good question.
Ooh, seems like there's some conflict going on. Just
Yeah, well, there's conflict in every relationship.
Oh, there is.
Including ours.
The way I'm seeing it is, it depends. It depends on how serious the situation is. Like if he wants to go out with his friends just to have, I don't know, game night, let's just say, you know, simple, innocent stuff.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You can't hold a guy or a girl hostage, you know, have them right by your side at all times. You can't do that to someone. That's
Yeah.
like being too needy.
Yeah.
And you really can't do that. You're gonna annoy someone eventually.
Yeah. I think that how do you deal with that is, I mean, it's hard because here's one thing that I think is really important, and this is like some serious advice for you guys. You should never have to change someone or tell them what you think they should do, because then that's me trying to take control of the situation and change who he is as a person and how he wants to deal with the situation. So when it comes to that, like when someone is being one-sided, you kind of have to let them realize that that's what they're doing, because you stepping in and telling them that they should treat you a certain way is you trying to change who they are. And if you're trying to do that, then girl, just get out of the relationship, because at the end of the day, it's like
You can't be dictating the
you
relationship.
can't, yeah, you shouldn't have to change your significant other. It should just be something that he wants to do on his own, or something that just comes natural to him.
All right,
So,
enough of that.
yeah.
Next question. Good luck to you.
Yes.
Next question, guys. Can exes be friends while being in another relationship?
Ow! Babe! Okay, you can answer this.
Why don't you answer this, Brittany?
Oh, should I tell him an example?
Go ahead, let him know.
Okay, you guys. So this is a good question. You know what's really funny is when me and Ozzy first started dating, he swore that he could maintain a friendship with a previous relationship that he had.
True.
And I remember, oh God, can I tell him the story about the pictures?
No, it's fine. You don't need to give him details, but look, it goes back to the same question. I mean, the last question. I was being like one-sided. I was seeing things on my perspective, like, I'm not gonna be doing anything shady, so like, get over it, you know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't seeing it from her, like, you know.
So like
From her side.
I would fume, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm a very calm
So it was like her
person.
trying to change me, but then I realized she has a point.
To me, it's just really hard. If you're in a relationship with someone, you obviously have a connection with them. And I'm not saying that you can't ever, like, later on in the future respect them and say, hey, I wish you well. But I think there's always something there that's like a piece of you that you have, you know? Like, that's maybe a childhood memory that he remembers growing up in high school. He had a girlfriend. That's what he resonates with that time in his life. So for me, it's really hard to say, like, oh yeah, be friends with so-and-so and then still, you know, be in a relationship. So I think you really have to understand that there are boundaries and that you can respect, you know, your past relationships. But I mean, being friends and like talking all the time, like that's just kind of weird. And that's just my opinion. And I think that
And
that's kind
I
of...
don't think you should like cut someone off completely.
Yeah, I agree. It's fine
It's just
to
not
wish
to
people
be like
well.
friends with
Yeah.
that person. Like,
But I mean, like if you were like texting the person all the time
Yeah,
and
that's
like
different.
hanging out.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah. Which I wasn't even doing, but okay.
Oh, but it was a thought. It was a thought.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Next question, guys, and
Next
good luck to you.
Good luck to you. All right, next question is, how do you stay in love with your partner?
How do you stay in love?
I feel like that's kind of like
kind of
the
goes back to like the first
yeah,
question.
okay.
Like you just gotta keep the relationship going, spice it up every so often,
Hold on.
so it doesn't get so boring. Next question. There, I just answered a question. And what do we say?
Good luck to you. So the next question is how to get through rough patches in a relationship. So that's a really good question because I feel like every relationship obviously has rough patches.
For sure.
Me and Ozzy have definitely had our fair share of rough patches because we've been together for 8 years. So let me tell you, there were quite a few years.
Ups and downs, a lot of them.
We wanted to kill each other, and a couple years where we were super in love, but obviously that is a relationship. To answer your question about rough patches, I think what we had to learn to do, and this was our biggest struggle, and this is why we had rough patches, was communication. Like, communication is so important, letting your significant other know how you feel in that situation, and you know, if he's doing something wrong, if you feel a certain way, if you're doing something wrong, like communication is just so important, and that is something we definitely learned throughout the years. I don't know if you want to say anything.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is, I learned this the hard way. I mean, we would get into arguments and fights all the time, and then my way of doing things was to just ignore her. So we would get in a fight, and I would just ignore her for like 3 days. Like, I would be like, don't text me, don't call me, don't be around me, I don't want to see you. Yeah. Just leave me alone. I just like to be alone at times. I'm sure everyone can relate. A lot of people want to be alone when they're in the bad mood.
Yeah, I mean, I do now. I feel like
But like I said, what was that getting me? 3 days of not talking to her? What was that going to get me? It was going to get me absolutely nowhere. So I feel like I learned after a couple arguments, fights here and there, that it was just better just to talk it out, get it over with, and just continue. I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad we learned something today, baby.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend working on that communication, girl.
For
and
sure.
Good luck to you, girl.
Next question, guys.
Alright, so the next question is, looks at both exes' Instas, although you have a strong relationship, and says it's nothing. What is your opinion, girl?
He's doing some creeping on the down low.
Yeah, honestly, that is not normal. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying it's not normal because I would be a liar to say that I've never gotten curious what someone's up to. I'll be honest.
I think we all do a little bit of
yeah,
creeping
we all do
there.
creeping. So that's fine. But I think for you to catch them or for it to be like a regular thing and then for him
Especially
to try
on
to...
his ex and then his
other ex, it's kind of like, okay, I get it. Maybe one time in your life you're just curious. You want to know, like, hey, did they become a lawyer like they said they would? Or are they still, you know, picking fairy dust off the ground? You just want to know. So, I mean, that isn't weird. But if it's like happening often, that's when it gets a little weird,
if it's
right?
consistent, like I'm just saying, if I were to get caught once, then I'd be like, okay, I got caught, I gotta stop doing it. Even though he's saying it's nothing, which, okay, I believe you, it's nothing. If he keeps doing it over and over and over again, and now he's being sketchy about it, like having to do it behind her back, then okay, bro, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. If it's one time, just let it slide. You're not gonna ruin a relationship over someone just getting curious. But if it's something that happens over and over and over again, and let's just say it's not an ex, maybe it's like other girls, then I would highly, you know, use your intuition and know better.
Anyways, what's my ex doing?
Dude.
But anyways, good luck to you.
Good luck to you, girl. How do you deal with a possessive relationship? Dun dun dun. I honestly have.
You don't even have to say anything.
Good luck to you, girl.
Next question.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. We don't have to say.
No.
We don't have to say anything, honestly. Keep it short and simple. Good luck to you, because that's not gonna work. Bottom line, it's not gonna work.
That is true. But real quick, why wouldn't it work? Why wouldn't you want to?
Why would you want to be someone's?
Why would you want to be in a possessive relationship?
Why would you want to be someone's slave? Like, that is just not fun at all.
Yeah, and like.
I want to do this. No, you can't.
Wait a second.
I want to go here. No, you can't.
Wait a second, though.
I want to buy. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't.
Can possessive people change?
So, good luck to that person trying to change that other person.
Like, there's just certain people that like being in control of situations.
Like, there's certain things in you that I can't change, and I know that for a fact.
Like what?
A lot of things.
My mustache?
Exactly. That's part of you. And there's certain things that you can't change about me. Being possessive is like, I feel like it's a trait.
Honestly, it's just an ugly trait. Like, I would hate a guy to tell me, you can't wear this, or you can't go there, or you can't do this. Like, I feel like that is just not a real, that's just, like he said, it's like you being a slave and you being held hostage, because you should be able to express yourself and be who you want to be.
And just because you get in a relationship with someone doesn't mean
they can control you.
They belong to you.
Yeah.
You know? Yes,
like,
you guys are together as a couple, but
I
they're
always
not.
tell this to people.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be Dr.
Baby.
Phil. You're cutting me off,
well,
Oprah.
Well, just real quick, guys. Just real quick.
I think we should just end
No. My best piece of advice. Your significant other should be a part of your world. They should never be your whole world. Okay? So just remember that.
Where did you steal that quote from?
Nowhere. I made that up. I say
I'm
that all
sure.
the time. Ozzy is a piece of my life, but he is not my whole life. I have family. I have a career. I have other things going on. And the good thing is that I protect and I love and I hold and cherish. But when you have someone possessive, they try to hold you captive, and every part of your life they try to control. And that's why it's so important that you get out of that or you realize it early on. So with that being said,
Good luck to you.
girl.
Last question, guys.
I read the other one.
Toxic relationships. How do you deal with them? How do you deal with a toxic relationship? Back when Brittany was an alcoholic.
They're probably gonna think I was an alcoholic, but don't even really drink. This is literally, okay, so what is toxic? It's trash, right? You just asked how to deal with a toxic relationship. So it's kind of common sense, and this is how I always say it, is that we complicate things as people and we make things so much more complicated. We are literally saying, how do we get rid of trash? You dump the trash out and you move on with your life and you become the best damn person you can be and you pick up something else that is not trash.
I'm gonna give him a quote.
Yeah.
What is it? It's easier to let go than to hold on sometimes. Oh no, it hurts more to let go. No, it hurts less
Oh my God.
to let go than to hold on.
I honestly agree. There's a lot of people that force relationships and they miss out on a lot of their life and they regret it later on.
Like Brittany said it. Dump the
Toxic.
trash
Dump the trash out
and move on.
And move on.
And good luck to you.
Good luck to all of you guys.
Good luck to all of you guys.
us. We're not saying our relationship is perfect
Oh,
either.
yeah.
We
By far.
struggle.
I hate seeing those couples that act like they're so perfect. Like, oh my god, we're
Yeah.
meant for each other. Oh my god, we're so beautiful. Like, come on now, let's get real. Yes, we're in love. We love
Yeah.
each other. We respect each other. We know each other 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But come on now, not everything's perfect, and we all know this.
Like, we're not perfect at all and we
No one
struggle.
is.
And
Don't
our
believe
advice
that. Don't believe
is our
that.
perception, but that does not mean that this is the only way of thinking.
Yep.
And we hope that you guys found today's video interesting. We had so much fun answering questions.
Yeah, we did. This was fun.
It was actually really cool and chill. So thank you guys so much for sending those in. I love you so much.
Before we go, guys, I want to give a shout out to
And
Andessa
Dessa
Sisters.
Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for having your post notifications on. Thank you for being a part of my bear family. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel
Mm-hmm. make sure you
because
do
we have
that.
more videos coming. Turn on your post notifications. And me and Ozzy will see you in another video in the near future. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.